Hello students, this is the third part of video for chapter number 4 from geography. So in last video we have covered the topic that is highly required by the growing population, the major crops. In last video and last topic was millet, and in this video we are going to talk about the major crop like maize. Before moving to the maize, see the right hand side portion of the Arduino box. Maize is also known as corn. Various colorful varieties of maize are found across the world. You can see over here the colorful maize. Maize requires moderate temperature, rainfall and lots of sunshine. So it needs well-drained fertile soil. Maize is grown in North America, Brazil, China, Russia, Canada, India and as well as Mexico. Cotton, this is another major crop required by the growing population. So cotton also requires the high temperature, light rainfall and 210 frost-free days and bright sunshine for its growth. So it grows best on the black soil. Gujarat and Maharashtra is having this kind of soil, black soil, and as well as alluvial soil. So Gujarat, Maharashtra and Punjab, this region grows this kind of crops, mainly cotton. It grows best on black and alluvial soil, as I said. Which are the region that grows the cotton? That is China, USA, India, Pakistan, Brazil and Egypt are the leading producers of the cotton. It is one of the main raw material for the cotton textile industries, and India was known for the best cotton product, and its quality is known as the best one in overall the world. And during the British time also the cotton was being transported and traded from here to the other region. That also you have learnt in history chapter. Before moving to the jute, again you can see and move to the right hand side portion, that is interesting fact. Who discovered the coffee plant? There are different versions about the discovery of coffee. So let's read what is the different version. In about AD 1850, Kaldi, an Arab goat herder who was puzzled by the queer antics of his flock, tasted the berries of the evergreen bush on which the goats were feeding. On experiencing a sense of exhilaration, he proclaimed his discovery to the world. So it could be said like that the Kaldi has discovered, the Arab goat herder has discovered the coffee. So just find out the other fact that who is claiming the discovery of coffee plant. One we have already read about over here. Next is jute. Jute was also known as the golden fiber. It grows well on alluvial soil and require high temperature as well as heavy rainfall with humid climate. So this crop is grown in the tropical areas. India and Bangladesh, they are the leading producers of jute. Next is coffee. Coffee requires warm and wet climate and well-drained loamy soil. Hill slopes are more suitable for growth of this crop. Brazil is the leading producer, followed by Colombia and India. So in India, the eastern side and as well as southern side is growing the coffee plantation. So here, who is the leading producer? Which place is the leading producer? Brazil is considered as the leading producer of coffee. Next is the highly wanted, you can say highly required beverages, that is tea. In India especially, coffee is required but tea is more preferred in India. Tea is a beverage crop grown on plantation. This requires cool climate and well distributed high rainfall throughout the year of the growth of its tender leaves. So it needs the high rainfall with cool climate. So it needs well drained loamy soil also and gentle slopes. So both coffee and trees are grown in the slopy region. Labor in large number is required to pick up the leaves because these leaves are being dried up and later on it is used as the tea. Tea leaves are being dried up and then it is packed and sold out, so it is processed. So for picking up the tea leaves, the labor is needed more, so labor in large number is required to pick up the leaves. As I said, Kenya, India, China, Sri Lanka produce the best quality tea in the world. Now agricultural development. What kind of development has been done? As we have read in the first page only, that 50% of world population is being engaged in the cultivation, and two-thirds of population in India is also engaged in the agriculture. So if we are working on it, then what kind of development is being done in agriculture? Let's see. Agriculture development refers to effort made to increase farm production in order to meet the growing demand of increasing population. This can be achieved in many ways, such as increasing the cropped area, the number of crop grown, improving irrigation facility, use of fertilizers, and high yielding variety of seeds. Mechanization of agriculture is also another aspect of agricultural development. The ultimate aim of agriculture development is to increase food security. So here, as the growing demand is keep on increasing, so the other side we have to see the agricultural development also. We need more lands to cultivate the good seed, that high yielding variety of seeds we need to get better production, the best production. Then the irrigation facilities should be also there, because there are various regions, there are many regions where the water is not available. So irrigation facility could better the cultivation area and get the proper production of that region. Fertilizers. Now, as we have read that organic farming is very much in demand, organic food are also in very much demand, so we should also think about the development of that. So in overall, all this thing, why it is being done? For the development of food security. Agriculture has developed at different places in different parts of the world. Developing countries with large population usually practice intensive agriculture, where crops are grown on small holding, mostly for subsistence. So large holdings are more suitable for commercial agriculture, as in USA, Canada, and Australia. With the help of two case studies of farms, one from India and the other from the USA, let us understand about the agriculture in the developing and developed country. So as we have learned about the subsistence farming and the commercial farming. Subsistence farming, generally it is being done in the small plot when for the self purpose only or for the family needs only, and on the other side it is being done for commercial purpose, like they are growing up the crops to sell it in the market, so for commercial purpose. So here are two example given, that is farm from India and farm from USA. So we could understand everything, how the cultivation is being done, how the labor work is being used, whether they are using the machinery, the irrigation facility, the size of the land, everything we are going to understand from the below given example. So before moving that, go to the left hand side, that is new do you know box. Food security exists when all people at all time have access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food to meet their dietary needs and food preference for an active and healthy life. So if any region is considered as the healthy region, then it means the each and every person, the citizen of that region, is getting the healthy food, the required food what is being needed by the people. So if they are able to provide it, it is considered as the food security, that the required food is being provided by the government, or it is possible because of the cultivation. So required demand is being fulfilled by the cultivation. So let's understand by the example, a farm in India. There is a small village Adilabad in Ghazipur district of Uttar Pradesh. Munna Lal is a small farmer in the village who has farm land of about 1.5 hectares. His house is in the main village. He purchases high yielding variety of seed from the market every alternate years. The land is fertile and he grows at least two crops in a year, which are normally wheat or rice and pulses. The farmer takes advices of his friend and elders as well as government agricultural officers regarding farming practices. He takes a tractor on rent for plowing his field. Though some of his friends still use traditional method of using bullocks for plowing, there is tube well in the nearby field which he takes on rent to irrigate his field. So here we are talking about a small village, that is Adilabad, and where it is in the Ghazipur district of Uttar Pradesh. So here one farmer is there, Munna Lal. He is a small farmer with a land of 1.5 hectares. He is living in his main villages, and to cultivate in the land, he purchases the high yielding seeds from the market every alternate year. So he is not purchasing every year, every alternate year he is purchasing it. Normally, which wheat he is cultivating in his field? That is wheat and rice, or combinedly with the pulses which is required for their family. Even he takes the advices from the elders and as well as friends for the better cultivation and for better farming, and from the government agricultural officer. Nowadays the government is also helping the farmers. They are taking the samples of soil, so they could understand what kind of crops could be cultivated in their land as per the soil, as per the fertility, or as per the nutrient of that particular soil. So what kind of soil could be cultivated? This kind of advice is being taken from the government officer which are appointed for the agricultural purpose and for the better development of the cultivation field. So here he is taking the advice from the government agriculture officer, elders, and the friends, because elders were having the experience of many years for the better cultivation. So he takes advices. Then he even takes a tractor on rent, so he could cultivate, he could till, and even he could sow the seed. And some of his friend uses the old techniques, like you can see in the picture in the left hand side in figure 4.14, the farmer plowing the field. This is the oldest method, plowing the land by the using bullock plowing carts. Now there is, for irrigating the field, he is again taking the tube well from the nearby field, and that is also he is taking in rent. It means, in short, for cultivating the things, the machines like tractors, and even for water, he is renting everything. He is taking and he is spending money. Munna Lal also has 2 buffaloes and few hens. He sells milk in cooperative store located in nearby town. He is a member of cooperative society which also advises him on the type of fodder for his animal safety measures to protect the health of livestock and artificial insemination. So here Munna Lal is having 2 buffaloes also, and as well as few hens. So he is also rearing animals or livestock, you can say. So as he was rearing the buffaloes, he get milks and he sell it in the cooperative store where the milk are being sold, that is nearby his town. And this cooperative society also helps him and advises him to what kind of fodder could be given to the animal to keep his health well and get the milk in better way, and even to protect the health of the animals. All the members of family help him in various farm activities. Sometimes he takes credit from a bank or agriculture cooperative society to buy HYV seeds and implements. So here family are helping as a laborer in the farm activity, and even he takes credit, he takes loan from the bank or the agricultural cooperative society for purchasing for what high yielding variety of seeds. So after the selling of his crops, he could give it back. He sells his produce in the mandi located in the nearby town. Since majority of the farmer do not have lax storage facility, they are forced to sell the produce even when the market is not favorable to them. So in recent years, the government has taken some steps to develop storage facility. Now after harvesting, he is selling his produce in the market. Though he is not getting the fair price, he is selling his produces in the market. Why? Because he is not having the storage facility. Or else what happens if he is having storage facility, when the good prices in the market, he can sell later on. But as he is not having storage facility, whatever price he is getting in that particular day, he is selling off his produces in the market. So this was the condition of the farmer in India. Now let's talk about the farm in USA and farmer of USA. The average size of the farm in USA is much larger than that of an Indian farmer farm. A typical farm size in USA is about 250 hectares. Just combine the Munalal's land, that is 1.5 hectares, and here the farmer is having 250 hectares of land to cultivate. The farmer generally resides in the farm itself, and Munalal used to live in the main village, so he has to just reach up to his farm. Some of the major crops grown in the farms of USA are corn, soybean, wheat, cotton, and sugar beet. So these are all commercial crops which could be sold out in the market and great in demand also in other way. Joy Horan, the farmer's name it is, a farmer in the Midwest USA in the Iowa state, owns about 300 hectares of land. He is having this much of land to cultivate. He grows corn on his field after making sure that soil and water resources meet the needs of this crop. So before sowing the seed, he is just confirming it that whether he would get the sufficient water and the soil is ready or not for the cultivation. So he just take the measures before he cultivate anything on the land. But in the Munalal's case, he is cultivating, then he is going for the fertilizer, then he is going for the water for irrigating. So he is taking it all in rent. But here in the case of USA, the farmer before cultivating or growing anything, he is just checking up the soil and even the water. Adequate measures are taken to control pests that can damage the crop. As the pesticide check also, he is taking the adequate measurement that he is getting the proper pesticides or not that could damage the crop. So this requirement is priorly seen. Everything is available or not. From time to time, he sends a soil sample to a soil testing laboratory to check whether the nutrients are sufficient or not. So regularly he is sending its soil, so whether extra fertilizer is needed to add it to the land or in the farm or not. So there is a facility to check the soil, and here the Munalal was taking advices from elders, friends, and as well as the government agricultural officers. So this facility is not available in India with Munalal. The result helped Joy Horton to plan a scientific fertilizer program. So he is joining with the scientific fertilizer program. His computer is linked to the satellite, which gives him a precise picture of his field. Again, he is using the technology, and his computer is connected with the satellite where he can see his field. The picture is regularly sent to him to see his field whether it is in proper condition or not. This help him to use chemical fertilizer and pesticides wherever they are required. So sometimes it is not necessary in the every part of the field the pesticide or the fertilizer needed to be sprayed, but from the pictures he can understand where the fertilizers and the pesticide didn't needed more. He uses tractors, seed drills, leveler, combine harvesters, and threshers to perform various agricultural operations. Grains are stored in the automated grain stored or dispatched to market agencies. The farmer in USA works like a businessman and not like a peasant farmers. So here you can see he is using tractors, seed drills to sow the seeds, and leveler to level the land, and combine harvester with thing which is done doing all the things like sowing, then leveling, and also harvesting. So all the things are done by the combine harvester. So for everything he is taking the help of machines. Much laborer is not needed, and in Munala's case the family members and even his friend is helping out in the cultivation field. So everything is done by the machines in USA, and it helps out Joy. Grains are stored in automated grain stored dispatches, harvested, and later on it is stored in the silos. And whenever he is getting the favorable prices, he is selling to the market agencies. So here in USA, the farmer is living like a businessman and not like a peasant farmer as in India. So here your chapter ends. Hope you have understood. If you are having any query, please message me personally. After this, I will sending the question answers, textual solutions of this chapter as a PDF. Please complete your FNB and complete with the end of the chapter. You have to complete the worksheet also. Later on in the revision part, I will send the answer. Just go through the answers what I have sent. If it is similar in your language, you can write down the answers. It is not necessary to write down as I have written in the worksheet. You have to just see whether it is correct or not. If it is wrong, you can do the correction. So write down the question answers or the PDF which I am going to send. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you.